Barbados, get up. Good morning Barbados, good morning to you. Good morning, 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 morning. Good morning to you. Good morning Barbados, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning Barbados, good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Morning to you.
Good morning to you indeed, and welcome to today. Today is Friday. Friday indeed. That means it's going to be the one night to have the most glorious sleep in the week, because tomorrow is a day you're off. I'm telling you, I'm saying one of my guests is nodding in agreement. It's the one night when there's no alarm to tell you get up tomorrow morning, you have to do this or do that. You can just relax and recline. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Welcome to Friday, the 8th of August, 2025. I'm Pearson Bowen, and it's always wonderful having you company. A number of you do this every day. You join us online on our streams on Facebook, YouTube, and our website, cbc.bb, and to each and every one of you, we say thank you. Welcome to today. Always remember to share the show, share the love, tell others about us, let them come by and join in what we do. I encourage you also to talk between yourselves, but talk to us. Love to read your comments indeed. So continue doing what we've asked you to do, and for that, again, a big thanks. If you know of something or someone whose story you believe we need to tell, to talk it up, then tell us about it by sending us an email. The way to communicate with the show is via email. Send that email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. morninbarbados@cbc.bb. And to all of you, thank you for doing so. So it's Friday. What is your plan for the weekend? How has your week been? I mean, it's been a shorter week simply because we had a public holiday on Monday, but it feels as though, let me tell you, we had all 5 days. You're still exhausted, I know. You're trying to catch your breath on a number of things, and that's okay. Maybe this weekend is that moment you get to relax just a little while. But coming up, we want to take a look back at the bands. And good morning to Anthony Smith, is always there. And Anthony says from the 718, a very good morning to the 246. Back at you, Anthony. Thank you so much. Paula Mears, good morning to you as well. Have a great weekend yourself. To all of you watching us across the diaspora, it's lovely having you company. Marcia Rock, good morning to you as well. She's saying good morning to the kings and the queens everywhere, wishing all a fantastic Friday and a wonderful weekend. I love how you do so. Rhonda Hines Graham, sweet Rons, good morning. How are you doing? She's wishing a fantastic Friday morning and giving cheers to the weekend to all. We cheer it back to you. Who's this? Cheer us. So, oh, you're from Guyana. Yes, our Guyanese friend. Good morning to you indeed. Thank you for watching from beautiful Guyana. So I've heard. I have to prove it for myself. One day soon I'll come visit you guys. Estelita Pyle, good morning to you as well. Have a terrific today. Fantastic Friday morning to you as well. Patricia Ben, where art thou? Good morning, Miss Trim. Have a lovely morning as well. Thank you so much for logging in and talking to us as well. So we're going to take a look back at the bands. We want to hear whether or not the Masqueraders Association are pleased with how everything turned out in terms of numbers, organization, flow, and a whole host of things. And we'll also be celebrating with colors this morning, so can't wait to talk to them a little bit about that. Also today, if you're listening to Q100.7 FM, you know you had the opportunity for you and your posse of 4 to win some tickets to this weekend's Golden Soca. But who is the winner? We will introduce you to the winner as we present them their tickets today right here on Mornin Barbados. Also, there's nothing like family coming together. I like the fact that this family, they've searched for each other around the world. They've spent time searching. And now they've found themselves together, and they're coming together in Barbados shortly for a big family reunion. Over 200 of them will gather here for this activity. But why? How did you go finding each other? And what must it mean to now know that your roots spread far and wide? Talk to them a bit about that. Regathering in St. Andrew continues. You know, there's a whole weekend of activity, and there's much more to expect this week as well. So we want to look ahead as well with them about what to expect this weekend and beyond. We also take a look at some of the disciplines that will be on show at Carifesta 15, which you know gets going from August the 22nd until the 31st. And so there are disciplines that will be on showcase. This morning we want to look at dance, and we also want to look at the visual arts. And there are workshops for you. So we'll talk to you a little bit about about how you can benefit from the opportunity through Carifesta being hosted in Barbados. And the folk from the Northern Alliance will join us this morning. Vinlas, have you, as we Bajans say, clap your eyes on Playboy? Playboy will join us this morning, so you get a chance to be reminiscing in just a little while. It's now 5 minutes after 6 o'clock. Let's get started this morning by taking a look back at the bands of Cropover. I do have with me, though, the leader of the Colours Band, who is also the president of the Barbados Masqueraders Association. So he wears two hats so he could talk. Good morning to Brian Worrell.
Fortunately, I didn't wear any hats this morning. But good morning, Pearson. Thanks for having me this
You're
morning.
very welcome. How was Cropover for you?
Tiring.
I can imagine. I can imagine.
Still got it in the voice a little bit, but yeah, it was tiring. But it was a good season for the bands. We had some changes this year that we needed to implement in terms of helping us get the route. You know, this route right is the second year for the route. We had a not so good time last year. You know, it was a late start. It was a little more chaotic. First time in the location in Bridgetown. So it was a little more chaotic than we would have wanted. So this year, with planning with the NCF, we decided to look at the flow a lot more this year in terms of how the bands will assemble, you know, the pockets where we would assemble, how we would merge, how we would work ourselves through the judging point to kind of get a better flow for the bands to go out. I must say that by all reports, it went way better than it did last year. Still some things that we can adjust and improve, but it did go way better than it did last year.
So let's compare. Last year, it started late owing to weather conditions.
Yes.
This year, we did not have similar weather conditions, so we had the potential to start on time.
Yes.
Did you, in your opinion, did we start on time?
On time.
Good.
On time.
Good. You spoke about the assembly points for the bands, then to converge before the judges. Yeah. And last year, everyone was at the helipad?
Yes.
And this year, it was done differently?
It was spread out a little bit more.
What do you mean by that?
So we utilize a lot more of the secondary roads coming down on Hink Street. So last year, most of the bands, the meeting point would have been in the helipad car park, Carlisle car park, and at the top, like going up to Wharf Road, etc. So then we had because of the late start, everyone was ready at the same time. Usually with bands, you know, you get some bands that are very early, the other bands that like to come later, and then the flow is kind of natural. But because of the late start all the way up to almost 11 o'clock, everyone was ready at the same time. So everyone was trying to get out at the same time with tons of trucks. You know, they're 40-wheelers, they're ancillary vehicles, they're all the other types of things that would make it a kind of cluster situation.
Right.
And a lot of those secondary roads weren't used. So this year we decided to look at utilizing the Princess Alice bus terminal, for instance, and all of those tertiary roads from Princess Alice all the way up to Hink Street, that bands could merge onto the route. The first half of the event went smoothly with that. For instance, my band, for instance, we had our breakfast at the General Post Office, and we utilized the road between Cheapside Market and what would be Savings Plus that comes on to Princess Alice Highway.
Yes.
So we were lined off through there, and then as we got our turn to come out, we just turned out on the road and made our way down. So the movement out and the movement to the judging at Pelican, and again, Pelican being the new judging location, and kudos again to the NCF for making that location look fantastic.
It was really good.
From watching over the stream, the drone footage of the location is very exportable. It looked fantastic with the ocean in the background, you know, the mile trees, the palm trees. That whole area is very sellable for Barbados, especially on that day. So everything in terms of that part of it went to plan.
Okay. The rest of the route, was that also to plan? Did that flow to plan?
Yeah, we had some additions with the Barbados Police Service, walking with each band. We had it for 4-day morning as well. For 4-day morning also, that went tremendously well. We had one of the best 4-day mornings that we've had. With the, you know, there were some complaints of some bands being rushed a bit too fast, but other than that, with the inclusion of this police service and Kaduma Day, that assisted bands with traversing the route.
Right. And crowd control.
Yeah, and controlling the crowd a bit. We still have to go back and look at it a bit because we would want also the police service personnel to also peruse the sides. They were at the front of the band predominantly, and it was a good deterrent for people seeing the bands coming head on. But then as it got later in the day, you would want that they would walk the sides, because then once you get past them, you know, some of the revelers, the unregistered revelers, will still then try to make their way into the actual bands themselves. So There's some improvement still to be made with regards to that crowd control, but we want to say that it was a huge improvement to what we've had in the past.
I'm still walking it through. Last year, one of the problems, obviously because of the late start and the flow, was that people got to the Mighty Grinder Highway late, and people were upset about that. How did it go this year?
All right, so again, with our proposal to the NCF, we would have looked at timing and logistics. That's one of the major points that we would have wanted to express to the NCF this year. And we looked at it between having a 5.5 to 6 hour jump, right? So if you start at 10 o'clock, you should be reaching the end somewhere around 4. So if you can get your 6 hours in, that would be adequate time for your masqueraders to have enjoyed the money that they spent, and you enough time to facilitate them with everything you needed to. Speaking from my band's perspective, we started somewhere around 10, and we got down about 3:30, quarter to 4. So we got a 5.5, 5:45 on the road, which was adequate for us.
Yes.
And most of the bands, from my recollection, because I spoke to the band leader that was the last on the road, maybe we are here this morning, and they would have gone through judging at 5 to 2 in the afternoon, and they got down around 7:20, 7:30. So 7:30 being the last band is a big improvement to where we were last year. Bands were coming in all 9 o'clock last year, too late, and losing their revelers as well because the time was too long. So you think 5.5 hours was adequate time to keep the bands engaged with all of the revelers?
You spoke about using the side roads as part of the flow so that things move faster. But I also heard in the news that some of the bands did not judge so that things would move faster.
Yes.
Why was that a component of the moving faster, not judging?
So if you think about it, the larger of the bands are the party bands, right? The bands that have 500 and up. There are some party bands that have 2,000 revelers and up. And with those type of bands, you have way more service vehicles as well. So for them passing the route, having to go on stage, judge, sometimes the judges be like, come back, man, come a circle back, round one. So when we time it, the average time for a band passing the stage, just being on the stage, nothing to do with the vehicles passing, was about 15 minutes. The number of bands, then we looked at it and it was going to take way too long for everybody to get out. So what we did was, in conjunction with taking judging out, with judging being out, bands could pretty much just pass, right? We still enforced on our members to ensure that your band is separated in sections, do everything that you would have done for judging, just you wouldn't stay on stage as long, and you should be able to pass. In conjunction now with taking some of these service vehicles out of that start area and merging them after the stage. So then you would maybe have 3 vehicles just having to pass. The next band should flow right after that. So the flow should have been faster, and you wouldn't have as much of those service vehicles also on the stream stuck behind the stage. So it worked very well for, let's say, the first 7 or 8 bands that passed, because they did exactly what they were supposed to. When I watched it on the stream, there were a couple bands that still came down with too many vehicles and kind of caused a big delay between, one band to the other band. But taking the judging out was just for that purpose, and I know people made a big thing of it. It was for this year. We have to go back to the NCF and renegotiate for next year. What we'll do, we'll have a post-mortem with the band leaders to see how, what they felt about how it went, and then maybe look back at, going back to judging if they want to do that, because the route did work with the earlier start time. We think that we did get out in a pretty good time. So what we wanted to accomplish, we did.
Because the patrons wanted to be able to be satisfied within a reasonable time, and you've made all of those adjustments to say you're going to have to go back and renegotiate. So then the potential for next year is that it could well be a longer experience for people on the road.
Longer, if what we did was to look at, I said, time on stage. And if we can still minimize that time. So if party bands are going to be, and again, party bands aren't really into it for the judging. They're into selling their experiences to their revelers and creating a party. That's what they call them, party bands. So they're not necessarily into the judging. I'm a party band leader. Nobody mind winning a prize. I don't mind hearing about Colors One Band of the Year, which we won a few years ago. It's a good feeling after you put in that work to then get the recognition by the judges, etc. But in terms of us wanting to make sure the entire event for the people that pay us is enjoyable. So I know a lot of people that make the comments are people that are usually home watching and not in the road participating, and there's a different angle you have to look at it at when you're a reveler versus a spectator. So the revelers are who we primarily as band leaders want to ensure get the best experience, to keep them also coming back, not only to Barbados but to participate in Grand Kadooman as well. So like I said, we'll look at it, we'll review it, all of the bands, just to hear what their experience was. And as we do every year, we go back to we have a post-mortem meeting with the NCF at the end of the festival to say what worked, what didn't work, what we need to tweak, and then we start those negotiations from as early as January in the new year.
Okay.
So we'll continue with that.
In terms of number of revelers, now, are you seeing increases, decreases this year?
There was I would say it was up and down. There were some bands that reported increases, some bands that had decreases. I can speak for my band specifically. We noticed a kind of I would say 25% decrease in our band. And not our overseas numbers were the same. So we had the same number of overseas revelers in the band, but our local revelers fell off about 25%. There were other bands that noticed increases from last year. Some bands that maybe had 600 revelers last year reported 800. The largest band for the day, they got their numbers back again. So it was kind of up and down, and it was somehow the local participation that caused the dip. Because as we know, all the planes came into Barbados packed. And you could feel it from that last week down that the whole of Barbados changed. You got way more visitors in, and they still came out and participated. So,
what would you attribute to the decline in local participation in masquerading?
I personally attribute that directly to disposable income. So I find persons would have said, okay, they want to participate in crop over. When they look at the money they have available to spend, they may do a couple parties, they may do a juve or a 4-day morning, for instance, that the money that they spend is less. So if a person said, I want to jump, I may have $500. Now, I told a friend yesterday that he was doing bands for years. He didn't even realize when a lady especially is going to jump in a band, it's not just a costume. It's hair, it's makeup, it's
shoes,
accessories, it's everything. So outside of just the costume, it's another set of money that she has to accessorize herself with to add to that. So when you look at the amount of money that you have to spend, persons coming in from overseas come with that stuff primarily already, and the persons here then have to now get that, and spending that extra money was always there. We did what we did as band leaders to try to work with our revelers. Colors this year celebrated 25 years, so I tried to reach back. Thank you. I tried to reach back out to some of the revelers that were with us over the years, even if the money wasn't right, to still get them on the road somehow, to try to get them back out there. So I think it was a case that the money just wasn't there for some people, and they decided to sit it out.
Okay. There's also talk about lack of creativity in the costuming that people see, and how we've gone so far now into the skinny bikinis and the feathers. As a band of masqueraders, what is the conversation like around that particular subject?
All right, so we also have to recognize that this business that we're in is also a commercial business for a number of us. So we sell to a market that's asking for certain things. We have what we call in the industry now carnival chasers, people that travel the world, going to different carnivals. And if it is that the percentage of revelers on the road we find is more overseas based, then you will find bands drifting more to selling to that market, right? There also is a misconception that I want to address, is that the skimpiness. Now we have my band, I will speak again from my band, right? My band has more curvy ladies than models. All right, women that everything might not be in the right places, and we have to accommodate them. So people will say skimpy because when the band is advertised, obviously they will find the models that have everything in the right places. So when you see a band advertised on Instagram, you will see skinny models, even the curvy models still have everything right. But then when you actually get into the bones of it, we accommodate for every body shape, every type. There's coverage, there's full coverage costumes, there's everything. With regards to the creativity, another misconception. It's also very hard to every year produce the type of costumes that you see us producing. It's not, people get, bees and feathers. If you really take a look at the costumes, you'll realize that these bands have to come up with themes as well. So if you're selling an oceanic theme, you have to come up with sea urchins and octopuses. And you got to get all these things factored into the costume that you're selling. That takes creativity. So the fact that they're saying that party band designers aren't creative, because if you look at it, they make some of the most elaborate looking costumes as well. So they're very creative people that are in that facet of the industry. We look at the heritage bands where we want to preserve. That's where the cultural aspect of Grand Kaduma needs to be preserved. And, you know, we want to encourage people out there that are interested, because we lost a lot of stalwarts in the last 3 to 4 years, and it hasn't been replenished, right? So you're finding a dip off in the level of what the costuming may look like for heritage bands. And we welcomed back Quincy Jones into the fold this year.
Yes.
He was a former band leader with Youth Explosion back in the day. He came back out with a band called Zenobia this year, and was well received. It was a heritage band, but he gave a more modern twist to it. It looked, you know, something more for the ages right now than what you would normally see for a heritage band. And he had a lot of young people in his heritage band, which was another good sight. So if we can get more people in the industry following along the lines of what Quincy did, then I think that, you know, heritage bands also will have a bright future going forward.
25 years, Colors, in this Kaduma thing. Is it worth it?
Yeah, we are 25 years in crop over. Kaduma this year was, only when we checked, everything was going so fast. It's actually 10 years that we were doing Grand Kaduma this year. We know COVID took out a couple years.
Yes.
We started in 2016 with our first Grand Kaduma band, but we started in 2001 with our first 4-day morning band. And we've been in it every year that there's been a crop over. And it's been a journey. It doesn't feel that long. I didn't have all this when I started, but, you know, it's been a journey where now we have 2 different generations, or 3 in some instances, because we now do a junior band. So I have grands that got their grandkids jumping with the junior band, and then we still do 4-day morning, and everybody gets a chance to fit in somewhere. So it's been a really good journey for us, and we want to continue to keep evolving and keep going in Kaduma and Kwapova.
I asked because I'm just curious as to whether the band leaders, when they come together, you guys come together, if you discuss, listen, I want to drop out of this because it's not worth it. And do you get those kinds of comments?
Yeah, you get people that get frustrated because it is a case where, one, if it's not profitable. So if you do it from the heart, which you have to have a love for doing this, because sometimes you go through months. I mean, to do a band, it doesn't take 2 weeks, 3 weeks. As soon as it ends, I personally take a month off. I have an event that I do in New York. I do a boat ride every Labor Day, Friday. I do that, and then I take September just to replenish myself, and then I get going again in October planning for the next year.
Right.
So it takes sometimes 10 months of planning and preparing. And then at the end of it, when you do the checks and balances, and you're seeing a minus in front of the number that supposed to be where a plus is,
It makes you question.
it makes you think, like, was all of this really worth doing?
You're right. And you hit on something just now, because I wanted to ask whether we see other bands imported into our island because they are brand.
Yeah.
Do Barbadian bands export what they offer to other places in the Caribbean?
Yeah, we have a number of the band leaders that they would do sections in other bands in Trinidad. You have Crave, for instance, that is a New York-based band. The band leaders are both Barbadian, but they would go to many carnivals all over the world and participate. They do New York, they do London, they do Notting Hill, they do Trinidad, I think they did St. Vincent this year. They do most of the territories that do carnivals. Jamaica. I know Anthony Lane from Contact, he did a couple outside as well. So some of them do, export what they do in Barbados to other regions.
What colors do that?
We've done Labor Day for 4 years. We've actually had one of the biggest sections in the Barbados band ever to go up the Parkway. We did that for 4 consecutive years. It got a little bit hard to do on my own after a while. Like, so you asked before, Sandy said if it's worth it, because the effort in getting that done, we had a very strong market in New York. So they would have asked us, hey, you guys want to come up? And we did join with Belgian Paradise, which is the New York-based band, and we did it for about 3 to 4 years. And then I spun off of that and started to do the boat ride instead, because that was an easier event for us to get, And then the Barbados contingent up there really needs more events to do on Labor Day weekend.
Yes.
So that's where we kind of found a niche for ourselves that we continue. We did that again for 10 years this year. in doing the boat ride, and we did the 4 years previous. So we have reached out. I mean, for me personally, it's hard to do carnivals because I do work otherwise too. So people that are strictly into carnival designing and stuff like that, they are the ones that more would have the time to do all these pop-up carnivals, but I personally don't.
I could talk to you the whole morning, but I can't. Brian Worrell, the president of the Barbados Association of Masqueraders. It's good to have had this conversation to look at your review.
Yeah.
When is the review with the NCF, do you know?
We will be doing that. We start pretty soon. So we already started having like conversations, just text conversations with the coordinators, etc., about how things went. But we'll very, very soon be having that conversation. We'll have our conversation with our band leaders as well. So we can put more input into those conversations with the NCF.
All right. We'll follow that indeed. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks
and well done to Colors. Congratulations.
Thanks again.
You're welcome. We're back in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Hey there, it's Mahalia. I want to share something that might be really helpful. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, or lonely and have no one to talk to, call Lifeline Barbados. We all face struggles at times in our lives. You're not alone. There's no need to feel ashamed or embarrassed. It's okay to reach out for support. Lifeline Barbados is completely confidential. No one else will know you called. They're there to offer a caring ear and guidance without judgment. And fellas, I want you to know asking for help is a true sign of strength. It takes real courage to reach out. You can also call Lifeline Barbados if you're worried about loved ones who are struggling and you need advice on how to support them. There's a saying, a problem shared is a problem halved, but not everyone has someone they can confide in. That's why Lifeline Barbados exists, to be there for you or someone you care about during tough times. Save this number. Lifeline Barbados is just a call away. Remember, you can reach out whenever you need to talk.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb, and together we will travel the world.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
29 minutes after 6 o'clock. You know we love to celebrate winners here on Morning Barbados. And you are already a winner simply by listening to Q100.7 FM. I must tell you, you've made a really great choice for tuning in. Monday to Sunday, every single day. It's a whole day of just community and family and fun and everything else indeed in between. And so you would have heard that there's the Golden Soca big production happening tomorrow. And you would have had the opportunity for you to win. This morning we're going to be talking a little bit about what Golden Soca is, but we'll introduce you to the winner. We are happy to be joined this morning by Janelle Walcott, who represents Golden Soca. Good morning to Janelle.
Good morning. Thank you.
And the winner, you see her on your screen now, that is the one and only Saitobia. Good morning, Sai.
A blessed good morning
How
to
is
you.
Stella?
Oh, she's fine. She's fine.
I hope Stella's up and watching.
I'm not too sure.
Okay.
But it's a pleasure to be here with you.
Wow. The mechanics of this competition, Janelle.
Yes, so Golden Soca every year partners with QFM, and we run a competition over a number of weeks where some person has the opportunity to win a package, compliments of Golden Soca. Part of that package includes tickets for Saitomia and her friends. Also, she will receive a hospitality package as well when she arrives at the venue.
What's the hospitality package?
So we have our food and beverage package. So she will be able to get a round of drinks, some food from our
One round of
caterers.
drinks,
It may not be just one round of drinks, but she will have that package so that she and her friends can get the party started at
Yes.
Cricket Legends on Saturday. Tomorrow, actually, not
Right.
just Saturday, tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yes.
All right. So, Sai, here was an opportunity. I call her Sai all the time.
And I don't want to hear anything.
Anything at all. That's my girl. And so here was an opportunity for you to win, to go. What was it that you had to do?
I had to answer a question. I had to call in and answer a question.
And answer a question.
Yes,
Do
I
you
do.
remember the question?
The venue, I think it was the venue.
The venue. So, Saitomia, good morning, Sai. Thank you for calling.
morning
Are you
again.
ready to give us an answer? The question is, where will Golden Soca 2025 be held?
At Cricket Legends on Fontebelle.
Sai, you're a winner. There you go. And so you now are a winner, and knowing you are a winner means a lot to you. You pulled together your posse.
Yes, I did.
You sure?
Actually, they called me.
They called you right away. Sai, don't be
I
carrying
need
me,
a ticket. I need a ticket. I need to go on that trip with you.
But you have so many friends. How did you come up with the four you're taking with you?
Well, my first call was from my two nieces, and I told them yes.
All right, so that's two.
Right.
Got two more spaces.
Then another friend of mine, she wanted to call, but she couldn't get through the day.
Yes.
So I said, okay, I'll take her.
Three.
And then I have another friend. I said, I'll take them
Yes.
and myself.
So we got four. All four covered.
Yes.
What are you looking forward to most tomorrow?
It's a party,
Hard.
because it's a party. You know, I like my
I know.
calypso.
She loves her soca bad.
Bad soca.
And so tomorrow night you are going to be at the Cricket Legends for Golden Soca with your four
And I'm
friends.
excited about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a privilege.
Well, you haven't yet received your ticket, so you just can't go yet.
Oh. I thought I was in the process of doing that.
Well, we ain't passed it over yet, but we are about to pass them over now to you. Janelle, you have an opportunity to
Yes,
do so.
and we want to say congratulations from the Golden Soca team, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow at Cricket Legends. You're the luckiest winner here because you have your tickets for free. You'll have your hospitality package. You'll come. You'll see all the kings, past and present, at Cricket Legends. So we want to present this to you.
Thank you very much.
Yes. And for those who weren't winners, we just want to remind them that we still have an opportunity for you to get your tickets today only at $90. After today, tickets go to $100 and there'll be more at the door. So you need to make sure
Right.
that you're there.
That's their fault. Sai, shoes, dress, everything covered?
Covered.
Covered.
You know me.
I know you. I know. You carrying this hair or you changing your hair?
No, I'll dye it over. I'll dye it fresh.
See? All fresh tomorrow evening for Golden Soca. Congratulations once again,
Thank you,
Sai. All
thank
the
you.
best. You are such a fan
Thank-
of Q100.7
Of course I am.
FM.
Of
And
course, my radio don't ever change.
I know. And so we love to reward our loyal listeners indeed to Q100.7 FM. You've done well. You've
Thank
done so
you.
consistently.
Thank you.
Sai contributes on the call-in program. Every little thing,
Yes.
requests, she's always there. For Q1, she goes out to Q the community too.
Yes.
So she's a Q woman to the core.
So she's well deserving of
She's
this.
very well deserved of this
Thank you.
indeed. And
Thank
so
you.
we congratulate you again, Sai.
Thank
and
you.
thank you so much, Janelle. I wish you well and the organization well with the activity tomorrow
Thank you
evening.
so
all right?
much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And ladies, well done, Sai.
Thank you.
See ya.
Pleasure.
We're back in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
The Ministry of Youth Sports and Community Empowerment's Bridges television series is back. Join us every Wednesday at 8 p.m. with a repeat on Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. on CBC TV 8. Don't you miss it.
God will not give you a job. God will not call you to do something and then not give you the capacity to have it, to make it happen. He will give you the resources, he'll give you the people. Not only will he equip you with ideas, but he will equip you with favor, as he did Nehemiah.
Turn on the latest episode of Infinite Possibilities, only on CBC TV 8, every Sunday at 1:30 p.m., sponsored by Covenant Life Teaching Center.
Welcome to Nature's Discount, the ultimate health food store. At Nature's Discount, we have thousands of quality products at great prices.
Hi guys, Dottie here with Nature's Discount, and today we are talking about solar ray, microbiome, probiotics, and why you should be taking them.
And we have well over 3,000 amazing products to help you get healthy.
For your health tips, tune in to CBC TV 8 every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday for Nature's Discount, sponsored by Get Healthy Incorporated.
Week after week, Scold presents exciting reports and documentaries on the most varied topics of our time. Spectacular developments and innovations, lifestyle and trends of tomorrow, mobility and tourism, health news, highlights from art and culture. Each contribution grabs the viewer with extraordinary images and stories and takes him into fascinating worlds which he...
We're 23 to 7 now. Who doesn't want to know their roots? Who doesn't want to understand who else is just like them, coming from whoever? So the tracing of a family tree led to the coming together of the Smith, the Wint, and the Foster families. And so they're looking forward to having a grand reunion right here in Barbados, getting to know each other beautifully by building bridges connecting families. And so I'm joined by two of them this morning who completed the search and now who are perhaps meeting each other for the very first time. Sarah Harrigan, good morning to you, and Julian Carter.
Good morning. Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good to have you. Sarah, where are you?
I'm located in New Jersey. I'm in the States.
Okay, and Julian?
I'm currently in Barbados, Christchurch.
You're currently in Barbados. You are from?
I'm in Barbados, Christchurch. So I'm from the UK.
There we go. London. That's it. You've traveled in from the United Kingdom, but you're in Barbados at the moment. And so, who started the tracing? Is it either one of you or any of you?
Well, technically it's Irvin Weeks. He might be joining late, honestly. But I kind of, during the COVID period, we were all in very isolation, and we weren't allowed to do certain activities we normally do with friends and family. So we use social network to see each other, have weekly calls, and connect. So it kind of birthed from that. And so I was part of that first group of, come together on Zoom, weekly calls. This will connect. Sometimes almost every day we'll do check-ins for sanity checks. Mm-hmm. And from there, we all had an idea when things open up again to have a family reunion. And this is going to be our second one. But Irvin Weeks honestly has all the historical information related to the family and how we're all connected.
Well, we're joined by him now, Irvin Weeks. Irvin, good morning to you. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning. I'm sorry I was in earlier, but when I came back later, I was not able to get in, but I'm
Well,
with you right
you're here
now.
now, you're here now. So this tracing of the roots led you to discover that as Weeks, you are more than just the Weeks. We have the Wint and the Foster families in there, the Carters as well. What did you discover in that search?
Well, our family history started about 1835, where a gentleman by the name of Joseph Foster married a lady who was a holder. And that took place in a little village on the border of St. Andrew and St. Joseph, a little village called Dark Hole. The name might be off-putting, but Dark Hole is a very fertile little valley between Chalky Mount and Mount Hillaby, bordering Fruitful Hill and Cane Garden. And from that union, we have a whole heap of people going down the line. You have the Foster family, the Smith family, the Wint family, the Weeks family, the Rosses, the Holders, the Jordans, the Watsons, the Nichols, and those who I do not mention, please forgive me, but there's a whole lot of us, and most of us are abroad in some Europe or United States or Canada and other places that we might not even know of.
So Julian, on August the 22nd through the time that you're here, what are you looking forward to most in this reunion?
I think just looking forward to meeting family, building bridges, seeing all the family that we haven't seen before. Coming from the UK, we don't know much family from Barbados, and just coming and having a good time and meeting people.
So is this your first time coming into the reunion? I'm told this is the second, and so were you a part of the first reunion?
No,
good.
Unfortunately, we didn't make it to the first reunion. So I'm looking forward to this one.
So did you know Sarah before today?
Yes, I did. I met her once last year.
Indeed. And Sarah, no doubt you're looking forward to meeting up with your cousins and aunts and everyone else as well.
Yes, I'm very excited. I love community. I love being with my family. So I'm excited to see different personalities and sharing information, sharing experiences as well, and sharing how we're connected. Maybe sometimes some relatives I've actually maybe seen in passing, didn't know we were related. So it's nice to make that connection. So I'm excited.
So Irving, what's on the calendar of events so that everyone, the 200 and more of you who are going to be on island to be a part of this, what are you planning to do as part of the reunion?
Well, the events will take place from the 22nd of August until the 26th of August. But the major activities will be a meet and greet on Friday night, August the 22nd at 6 p.m. And that will be held at the Ivan Haywood Center of
in Christchurch
Parish Church. And then, of course, there's the gala event, which takes place in the same venue on August the 23rd. And on August the 24th, there is a church service which will take place at Calvary Moravian Church in Roebuck Street. And then on Monday, August the 25th, there will be a picnic for the entire family at George V Memorial Park in St. Philip. Of course, there will be numerous other family gatherings and fun situations spread out over those days.
Is there a plan to visit Dark Hole so that you go right back to that moment when your offspring sprung?
Yeah, of course. It will mostly be ad hoc, where people can go when they have the time or when they can make the time. But you know, it's interesting. There is still a family member on the old homestead, uh, which started in 1835. There's still there's still a family member there. The house has been remodeled and rejuvenated right at the head of a little river, as I remember it. And so there's still somebody there in that house.
Right. Julian, knowing what you now know about your family, do you have children?
Yes, I do.
And what are the stories you share with your children?
So about just, getting to know each other and building. My daughter's coming out tomorrow. She's 8. So she's really looking forward to meeting the rest of the family and the extended family and having a good time.
What about you, Sarah? Do you have extended family as well?
I have extended family and I have a son. My son did attend the first annual family reunion last year. He met some cousins that were also interested in the same sports as him. So that was nice. So he made some great bonds out there. Yes.
This is going to be a wonderful time indeed to be alive. You're also going to be on island as a family during Carifesta, which actually starts on the very first day of your big activity on the 22nd of August. And Carifesta is going to be hosting people from around the region. There are many, many, many activities as well that, apart from your big planned events, that you can go into the Carifesta villages and be a part and immerse yourself in the culture of the region. So your children are not only experiencing, Julian, a little bit about your family tradition, but you'll also get to see how other people of the region live and express themselves as well. So it's a great time to have your reunion. I'm looking forward to hearing the report at the end of it all, how it all went. We shared with our viewers some of the pictures of the last one, so I know it's going to be lots of laughter, reminiscing, just hugging and sharing and meeting perhaps for the very first time and having those meaningful connections. But it happened simply because you care and you love each other. I think that's absolutely beautiful. Is this, Irvin, something you would recommend to other families to do?
Oh, of course. It's an exciting exercise. You discover all kinds of things and all kinds of characters. Fortunately, we have not found any scamps in our family. But it's a very exciting ride.
Oh, it's good to be indeed. I'm looking forward to the excitement that comes from this ride indeed. Congratulations, each of you and all of you. The big, big, big family reunion happening from the 22nd to the 25th of this. Smith, Wint, Foster, Holder, Carter, I could go on and on family. It's very extensive, but it started in Dark Hole, St. Andrew. It started there and it mushroomed around the world. And so from the world, they're coming back together for this wonderful connection once again. This is what we call a regathering, and this is a wonderful time. And since we started in St. Andrew, there's the regathering in St. Andrew as well, so get immersed in all of the activities happening there as well, because you're perfect examples of what the regathering is all about. Come home, come long home, and experience who we are indeed in our space in paradise. Thank you all for joining me this morning. I wish you the best.
Week after week, Scold presents exciting reports and documentaries on the most varied topics of our time. Spectacular developments and innovations, lifestyle and trends of tomorrow, mobility and tourism, health news, highlights from art and culture. Each contribution grabs the viewer with extraordinary images and stories and takes him into fascinating worlds which he experiences here exclusively and up close. We're there when companies and specialists develop super satellites for a global network in space and can look behind the scenes. Scold is a window to everything that is there or is yet to come. Fly with us through time to better understand today and tomorrow. You've always wanted that. Scold, a look into the future.
Our world today is not the world God wants it to be. One of the reasons which will surprise many is that our planet, its governments, and its peoples are all living under the weight of Satan's rule. From the beginning of mankind's existence to today, human history is the written record of what it means to live under the rule of the devil. Yet that rule is coming to an end, and what a difference that will make.
Every Sunday at 9 a.m. on CBC TV 8, tune in for Tomorrow's World, sponsored by the Living Church of God.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's Mornin without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Hey there, it's Mahalia. I want to share something that might be really helpful. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, or lonely and have no one to talk to, call Lifeline Barbados. We all face struggles at times in our lives. You're not alone. There's no need to feel ashamed or embarrassed. It's okay to reach out for support. Lifeline Barbados is completely confidential.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
9 minutes to the top of the hour. The arts, the gathering, regathering in St. Andrew this month of August. And so Senator John King, who is the director of the Secretariat, is with us as we continue to talk up what else is happening in St. Andrew. And you came in at the right time, Senator.
I can tell you.
You know, that interaction with that about that reunion of that family, dark hole is where in St. Andrew's where it started.
Exactly. And, you know, this is what regathering is all about. People have been asking all the time, like, how many people coming in and all of this stuff all the time. And
over 200 of them.
Over 200 of them. I mean,
Yes.
this is just exciting as people connect with their relatives. And it augurs well for us, you know. I've been preaching this from day one, that we don't know what skills we have in the diaspora. Now imagine if you have some of the world's leading people in various activities, from science to technology to whatever else, and they can descend on Barbados and reconnect with their roots. And then these are people who can help us in our own developmental processes. I mean, you just can't.
It's unimaginable how far it can go. And so they see opportunity and then they invest in that opportunity. And that's the whole point. Investment into those opportunities, which are abound all around.
Yeah.
And so the activities are on.
Activities are on.
St. Andrew has started well.
Oh, we've had a really strong start on Emancipation Day. There was the motorcade that went through the parish. The response has been awesome. People are really coming out and repping, so to speak. Then on the
Sunday,
second, right? So well,
the Sunday was the church service.
Was the church service?
That I know because we carried it live on radio, and just to hear the responsibility, you could tell the church was quite full. St. Andrew Parish Church, and the message, everything, it just sounded as though people were really connecting.
People are connecting, and I really do want to take this opportunity to thank those persons, as I always do, who volunteer to be on the parish organizing committees, because it's not easy.
Yes.
Having to, you got your own job, you still got your kids to look after and all that stuff, and putting all of this stuff together and giving us, the Secretariat, the opportunity to just come in and help you to build it out properly. So, kudos to those guys. But they've honored one of their own, Ryan Brathwaite. There was a mural that was, launched and unveiled in his honor. And I think sometimes, as communities, we take these things for granted. Imagine this young man had the opportunity to become a world champion. I don't think that we
hurdles.
Hurdles of all things, and you ask yourself, okay,
is there something that we are missing? Because Ryan would have won world championship with that. Prior to him, I know there was a young lady, can't remember the name, but she would have done very well in the Commonwealth Games, in hurdles also. Yet hurdling is not a big thing.
In Barbados.
In Barbados, that you can say, well, there are clubs that are dedicated to hurdling, and we got all of these hurdlers and things. But whenever they get the opportunity, they do exceptionally well.
They do.
And
They
I
really do.
believe that this is something, as we go into regathering, that we must ask ourselves, well, maybe we must start putting our tentacles from sporting activities into these communities and see who else we could pull out as our cricketers, our football players inspire different generations.
Love that word, inspire, indeed, inspiring different generations. And that's what Regathering is about. You're quite right. But coming up this weekend, there's something I'm excited about because I just love this woman, Arika Jelani. Arika Jelani is hosting us at Ngozi Farms tomorrow. This is for Healing
It's
Arts.
called Healing Arts. And again, we're looking at our traditions, what we would call medicines, right? Herbal medicines and different things that our ancestors would have used to take care of themselves, you know, and we are going back to these roots, so to speak,
literally.
pardon the pun, to say to, you know, to our young people in particular, do not lose these skills. Do not believe that this was, as some people try to make you believe in the past, oh, these things don't work, and you know, you got to do this, you have to go to Big Pharma to get all the things that you need. But the slaves didn't have Big Pharma.
That's right.
But they survived using their own understanding of herbal medicines. And I think it's a tradition now that we're trying to get our people, again, through regathering, to gather, pardon the pun, this information and to store it and to pass it on from one generation to the next.
Tomorrow's going to be fantastic, I'm telling you. It starts at 10 in the morning till 2, just a couple hours. And she told us you could take the St. Andrew Church bus. For those of you leaving buses, take the St. Andrew Church bus and come. She's very willing to accommodate you. There'll be refreshments, of course, food and drinks on sale. You can buy some of the products as well, but you get to know which bush, which plant, which root really helps you. And we've been through that, we've lived this experience, and so we just want to reconnect. But you know, the calendar shows a combination of private and other events as well. And so I know also tomorrow, there's also Soca on the Bay.
Oh,
that sounds really
now
good.
That to me is crazy. It's one of these things that I have to go and see. But before you even get into that, I just want to let people know that, you know, last night we went over to the Allen School for the Standpipe Stories, which has been a major hit with people coming from UWI, and I want to thank them again for being involved in Regathering, along with the library service, who had the opportunity to show a movie also. Had a fantastic audience there. People were so in tune and inquisitive about learning about the history of St. Andrew and a lot of the stuff that we took for granted. So there was one thing that really caught my mind, and they spoke about gas springs in St. Andrew, where, and we talking about early 1900s and whatever, people would actually go to these gas springs and just light a match, and this thing would burn all through the night. Now, this kind of like coincided with a story that we got in St. Philip, where, again, early 1900s, some people were digging and went down into a hole and they didn't come back out alive at all. They were killed by gas. So it leaves us to wonder how much natural gas we really do have around this island. So you know, just saying.
John, we out of time.
Oh man!
But there's a lot happening. Soca in the Bay tomorrow, which is at Cambridge. The Bay Lounge in Cambridge from 5 in the afternoon till morning time. And then also tomorrow you have the Moonlight. Look at your screens, everybody. The Moonlight Hike and Breadfruit Roast at Walker's Reserve. And that starts at 6 in the evening. That sounds so good. You're to hike the reserve, but also have that breadfruit roast. And you dip it in the seawater, that salt water.
You understand? You understand?
I get you,
Now, I just want to encourage all Barbadians. Look, descend on St. Andrew. They've got a wonderful calendar put together for you. And they're also going to be very much involved in Carifesta.
Yes.
Because some of the artists who are coming into the island, they're going to have a big gala in St. Andrew as part of their regathering celebration.
Cheese on breaders, as we say, is a good Bajan.
Yeah,
but we will talk it up. We will remind you of what's coming up, folks, so you get to know where to go, when to go, and just go.
Yeah.
Just go.
Yeah.
There's something happening all month long in St. Andrew. So explore, experience at the same time. Senator John, thank you so much.
Thank
indeed.
you so much. And once again, gather your families and head to St. Andrew.
Well said. We're coming back in a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
God will not give you a job. God will not call you to do something and then not give you the capacity to have it, to make it happen. He will give you the resources, he'll give you the people. Not only will he equip you with ideas, but he will equip you with favor, as he did Nehemiah.
Turn on the latest episode of Infinite Possibilities, only on CBC TV8, every Sunday at 1:30 p.m., sponsored by Covenant Life Teaching Center.
Welcome to
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Let's look at news now. Thousands of delegates are confirmed to visit Barbados for Carifesta 15. As a result, several hotels are fully booked for the August 22nd to 31st event. Transportation, volunteers, and other logistics are also being fine-tuned for the festival. Here's a report now from Anesta Henry.
Carifesta 15 will kick off in just over 2 weeks, and some hotels are fully booked, with 3,000 delegates confirmed. Logistics coordinator Ian Walcott says the accommodation sector has already started to feel a positive impact from the festival, with some delegates beginning to arrive.
Hotels can't complain. That's one of the impacts, the economic impact. So mainly along the south coast, that's where you're going to get a lot of the delegates staying. As a matter of fact, we have in some instances, the hotels are fully booked. So the festival is from the 22nd until the 31st. And you can get that information at carifesta.net or our social media pages, Carifesta on Instagram and Facebook. But book now, because the hotels, they're telling you, we are fully booked for that period.
While 1,500 hotel rooms on the southern corridor are booked, there are delegations opting for Airbnbs.
So we vetted all of the Airbnb properties to make sure that they're up to standard. So that's an option. And there are some delegations, and outside of the official country delegations, there were some performances that were invited. So we have Alvin Ailey coming. That's exciting. And a lot of them are staying at Airbnbs, and some will be staying on the West Coast properties as well.
And the delegates from CARICOM, as well as Central and Latin America countries, such as Panama and Colombia, will also need to be transported to and from venues and around the island.
That includes a whole cadre of drivers, and we are calling on the drivers who were trained last year for World Cup. We're using a lot of those drivers. So we have over 100 drivers being trained right now. Today was the last day of training. To an international standard, we're using the World Cup model as well as the Olympics model.
Walcott says there was a tremendous response to a call for volunteers, with 450 volunteers trained to meet international standards.
Some of the volunteers speak foreign languages, and we've already identified those, including French Creole. We have a few volunteers who speak French Creole, a volunteer who speaks Dutch. So that's very unusual in Barbados. Most people will speak Spanish or French. There's some Portuguese. Brazil is coming as well. So they have been identified, and they'll be working closely with those delegations.
And the security will also be a major focus throughout the festival.
We tested a lot of our systems for during crop over this year, so security is going to be tight without making you feel as though you're under heavy surveillance. But rest assured, you can come out and have a good time.
Tickets for Carifesta 15 events will go on sale from this weekend. Onesta Henry, CBC News.
We gather as one, united Caribbean. We join hands in one big cultural explosion.
To other news now, tinting businesses are adjusting locally and quickly as the countdown continues towards the enforcement of the new tint law on the 1st of September. With free tint testing ending soon, tint shops are getting more calls from customers about how they would meet the new limit. Deanza Robert has more.
With the tint law set to be enforced from September 1st, some tinting businesses are already seeing changes. Dave Belgrave of Abstract Tinting Studio says he has been getting more calls, although not additional visits just yet, but anticipates this will soon change. Belgrave says he informs his customers about the regulation at all times.
As a tint person, they go follow the regulations. Some customers may want else, but I got to follow the regulations. If somebody wants a tint that is darker, I give them a warning and tell them straight, well, this is not legal. If they still insist, well, maybe or maybe not is installed. The 25% is for the front glass, 20 is for the back. Right, so I carry both. So that if they want 20 right round or 25 right round, or as the regulations say, 20 back, 25 up front.
He explains the process and the time it takes as well.
Stripping is additional cost, stripping and cleaning, and then reinstalling. It takes like maybe 2 hours to 2.5 hours to complete a vehicle. All depends on your type, because some vehicles you may have to take down the back panels to get it fully clean.
Whatever the cost and however long the process, remember that the regulation comes into effect in less than a month, and there are just a few more days for your free tint testing, which ends on Sunday. Deanza Roberts, CBC News.
Let's look at sports now. Milo Lodge and Harrison College will meet in the final of the BCA Student Revolving Loan Fund Schools Under-15 Cricket Tournament. Both advanced to the championship match by virtue of first innings points as their respective semi-finals encounters ended in draws. Scores at Darrell's Road, Foundation 91 and 51 for 5, the Lodge 160. At Layers, Harrison College batted the entire day to put themselves in a good position against the Alexandra School. Almar Goodrich Boyce now reports on day 2's pre-lunch session.
Harrison College resuming on 177 for 9 in their first innings, with the tail looking to wag. Stefano Springer tugging this one behind square for a boundary of Jario Evans. But the innings came to an end quickly after. 2 runs already completed. They come back for a third, but the run-out is completed. 8C all out for 183. Alexandra's turn to bat with 1 hour and 30 minutes until lunch. Jario Evans gets this one down to third man, first boundary of the innings. HC got the breakthrough thanks to Anthony Waterman. That's through the gate, and Javonte Mears has to go. Alexandra 7 for 1. The new batter is Shamir Beckles, and he too fell victim. That's wonderful from Waterman. Alexandra lost a second. It's 9 for 2. Made that 3. Jario Evans hits it straight to the fielder at mid-on. Charles Wood takes his first, and Alexandra in further trouble with the score 19 for 3. That brought Kimani Holder to the crease, and he gets this one to the fence as Alexandra went to lunch 40 for 3. And more Goodrich Boyce, CBC Sports.
Well, the Alexandra School was eventually dismissed for 51 to surrender a 126-run first innings lead. College then battled out the rest of the day, and they ended on 100 for 3 in their second innings. The final will be between Harrison College and the Lodge on the 12th to the 14th of August. That's a look at news until now. We'll have more news coming up at 12 noon right here on TV8. Morning Barbados is back in a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Welcome to Nature's Discount, the ultimate health food store. At Nature's Discount, we have thousands of quality products at great prices.
Hi guys, Dottie here with Nature's Discount, and today we are talking about Solar Ray, microbiome probiotics, and why you should be taking them.
And we have well over 3,000 amazing products to help you get healthy.
For your health tips, tune in to CBC TV8 every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday for Nature's Discount, sponsored by Get Healthy Incorporated.
Week after week, Scold presents exciting reports and documentaries on the most varied topics of our time. Spectacular developments and innovations, lifestyle and trends of tomorrow, mobility and tourism, health news, highlights from art and culture. Each contribution grabs the viewer with extraordinary images and stories and takes him into fascinating worlds.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We are 11 after 7. I've been telling you, and I shall repeat, Carifesta 15, August 22nd to the 31st in Barbados, baby. And so while in Barbados, if you're not yet here, and I suppose you already have your ticket booked, please hurry to get home, come on home. There are going to be so many expressions in many disciplines. Dance is one of them. And so dance as we know it has transformed. Dance as we know it now is incorporating the technology. And so there's a workshop coming up, an opportunity for dancers and creatives, for choreographers, for people who just want to understand more about the nuances of dance to be able to benefit from that merge. And so joining me this morning as we look at the Dance and AI workshop that's coming up is Valencia James, who is in herself quite a dancer. She's so expressive. By way of a scholarship to Cuba, now you're living in San Francisco. Good morning to you, Valencia. Good to have you home.
Thank you so much. It's really special to be back and to share my journey with locals and whoever is interested in this work.
And there's a lot we want to learn from you, indeed, and we shall learn from you as part of Carifesta. She's also brought along with her Antoine Mark. Antoine, you were born in Martinique.
Yes, indeed.
And you now live in London.
In London, yes.
In London. And so that's quite a distance through dance as well. But you're also a major producer using artificial intelligence.
Exactly. I've been working with creative technologies for over 15 years now, and even though I was born and raised in Martinique, now living in London, and through incorporating technologies in dance, this has brought me in many different countries, and it's a pleasure to be here. So thank you for the warm welcome.
You're very welcome indeed. Valencia, I'll come back to you because you also have immersed yourself for quite a number of years now in using the technology as a part of your expression through dance. Talk to me about what this workshop would mean for the creators on island who have not yet even thought of using that technology.
Yes, well, I think the merging of arts with technology and science is extremely powerful because of the power of the arts to really touch the hearts and touch on a visceral level people. So for me, it's been, at first it's about I had this question about how will technology change performing arts, and then for me personally, how can it enhance my creativity in the studio and also on stage. So that's how we were starting with artificial intelligence and dance to think about new ways of moving. I was really excited about how it would change my creative process, and I found that instead of me being the teacher teaching the system how to dance, I learned more about what dance could be. It's also opened up and gave me my voice. Living at that time in Hungary as a black woman, I found like working with the technology actually gave me a voice to express what that was like. And now in this workshop, I will be sharing my my process of working with a generative AI model. It's an avatar that can generate new movement based on my movement. And so how that process could enhance like how I think of movement, how I can work with the dance on stage. So I had this conversation with this avatar that learned my movement, but then it could generate new movement based on that. So it's been a very rich experience. I've also worked with, during the pandemic, to bring dance to people in a virtual setting, so we couldn't meet in person. So then how can we have a virtual performance and everyone is able to experience that? And so we're going to be talking about that process.
This is so exciting, I believe, because now we see dance to be something totally different. Whose performance is this on the screen?
That's AIM. So that's the project with artificial intelligence and dance. And so it was a 4-year process of thinking about how to interact with an avatar that can learn. It's learning. We present a learning process and think about artificial intelligence not as like replacing humans, but as just another intelligence that we interact with, that we learn from, that we have a creative process with. And that's what we did with technologists in Hungary and Sweden. That was in 2017 when we were able to present that work. So yeah, it was a beautiful process of learning and thinking of AI not as like a threat, but as something that we can actually enhance our creativity and think more broadly about the possibilities.
I mean, we see it in some of the grand productions at the opening for Olympics and all the rest of it, how they're using the technology to be able to enhance the overall presentation. And this is where you live too, Antoine, in that kind of expression. And so talk to me from where you sit, what is the potential, the true potential for dancers and choreographers to enhance what they do on stage?
Yeah, so exactly as Valencia was saying, AI has to be seen as a tool, a new tool for us creatives to really communicate emotions and enhance storytelling for audiences. So those are very exciting possibilities, especially as we communicate and start understanding how those work. Now it's really up to us to take the opportunity to tailor it for our needs. That's why those real those sessions in the Caribbean are very important, because we know how exciting it is from a cultural point of view, but also how rich the culture is. So it's obviously something very special to me, but also to make sure that those stories are being heard and that creatives are aware of those new ways, so that they have the opportunity to use them.
The workshops start today.
Yes, tonight. Yeah.
Yes, we're going to be starting with a talk. We're going to be presenting our journey, our work, and also having a discussion with the community. So please come out for that. That's open to everyone who is interested. It's going to be at the NCF Dance Studio for the whole weekend.
Right.
And then starting tomorrow and Sunday is going to be a full-day workshop open to anyone who's interested in the intersection of movement arts, film, technology. You know, if you're interested in that, the technologists are going to move, the dancers are going to be working with the technology. You know, everyone is going to be working together, and the whole idea is we're looking at interdisciplinary collaboration as well, because our work is highly interdisciplinary. And I find it's such a fascinating field to think about how we can merge our workflows, how we can communicate and create together. And so we encourage you to come out with your laptops. If you have laptops, bring them, and also, you know, be prepared to explore, to create new works together.
So, okay, let me be clear. This workshop, starting today, running through till Sunday, at the dance theatre there at the NCF's headquarters. You know where it is, folks, up in Wanstead. is going to engage dancers, choreographers, but creatives who are also who are technologists as well?
Yes, and if you be in film, if you're in game arts as well, you want to be able to understand and immerse yourself in movement and look at how the human body is at the center of technology. So not thinking of just the technology, but how our bodies kind of express even our ancestral, think of ancestral technologies as well, because in the Caribbean we have so much in our culture, in our history, our spiritual practices as well, how that can be used as that basis to express, and technology to amplify the stories we already have.
We know the English history. You have the French history, Antoine. So talk to me from where your experience and your experience as a young man growing up in Martinique and the French culture that exploring the rest of the world. How you've used that to find the right ways of expression.
Yeah, it's been, in a sense, really a matter of being open to explorations, knowing that we have that multiple, not only heritage, but that's very complicated as well, history. So to actually use that in my favor, in a sense of understanding that those conflicts can be a source of inspirations and something that many people can relate to, but also in a way to understand that through all of our histories, often made with struggle, there's something amazing that was born, such as adaptability, and something that is crucial when it comes to technology, knowing that most tools are very new, so to be able to adapt and be able to incorporate them in new ways, and understanding that they are evolving as we are, is a very exciting field to be in.
Movement, understanding movement. We're looking at the screen. What are we looking at? Is this your work?
Yes, that's my work.
Explain to me what I'm seeing here.
So working with different technologies. Here we have motion capture, inertial, here working with LED screens and swarm technologies. So in my course I've been mostly leading different productions, so using motion capture, extended reality. So all of that can sound very fun, but essentially it's exactly as Valencia was saying, to make sure that the body is the source, is the core elements for storytelling. And every other technical elements, such as AI, are there to support the story that we are telling and sharing.
And the opportunities are so rich now for creatives in the region. You know, you can find yourself placed in film, find yourself placed in large productions, whether it's arts, singing, whatever it is. And so this workshop really just blows our mind open to receive a whole host of what else is possible. And we're learning from these two very experienced people. Valencia is spending quite a significant, since 2013, you've been working in this space.
Yes.
That's a long time.
Yes.
It's over 12 years.
And it was really interesting. In that time, not many people were really thinking about generative AI.
Precisely.
And back then, I was really excited about what could dance through the lens of machine learning might open up for me. And I found that it has taken me to places, and it, like I said, I found my voice unexpectedly through that, being able to express emotions that were too complicated for words, through that interaction with this avatar that was generating new movement. So
you speak with movement. I'm just watching your body.
Always.
Antoine is thinking the same thing as he's watching it as well. You see your body dance with this whole movement in language. And that's what it's about, because we are all expressing, and we didn't even know we were dancing all the while we spoke.
We are always
but
dancing.
Antoine, you've been in this now for more than 20 years as well. And you've been a part now of this thing called the Digital Black Dance Ecologies. What's that about?
It's an amazing network led by Tia Monique Uzo, who is, Dr. Tia Monique Uzo, who is a professor in London with a Jamaican heritage, and essentially... And Bajan as well.
Her dad is Bajan.
Hey, nice.
That's how we met, actually.
Okay.
Exactly, in New York.
Yes.
And the goal of the network is actually to have creatives from Caribbean, Afro-Caribbean background to meet, especially to connect with leaders, but by leaders I mean people with experience, to then share knowledge. And that's how we actually met in New York last October. Being part of that workshop.
What about, okay, so the workshops start today, they run until Sunday. What time during the day are these workshops?
Okay, so today we're going to start with presentations and talks, discussion from 6:30 p.m. until 9. Tonight at NCF Dance Studio. Tomorrow we start at 10 a.m. and we run until 5. And so that's going to be a full day of movement, exploration, and we're going to be looking at how these different technologies, we'll be breaking down the different technologies. And then we're going to form groups at the end of the day. And so Sunday is going to be when we work together to create like new concepts and new seeds for new works that then the participants can develop further into full works.
Come dressed comfortably.
Yes, comfortably.
It's
Bring
a
your
workshop.
laptops.
Ready to move.
Yeah, bring your laptops with webcam if you have them, because now these technologies are accessible with just your computer with webcam, and we're going to be really exploring these technologies. And
do I need to register?
Yes, you register with Alicia Payne Hurley at NCF. Barbados.org.
That's right. That's right.
Yes,
It's Alicia. I'll tell you. Yes. Alicia-Payne-Hurley. All the hyphens are there. Alicia, ALICIA dash, as some people say, PAYNE dash Hurley, HURLEY at ncfbarbados.org. Send her an email right now and reserve your space. This is such an opportunity that you really should not miss. A workshop on dance and artificial intelligence, how we're looking at technology enhancing the movement, not technology replacing the human body. And so the human is at the center of it all, but how do we now use that technology to really amaze our audiences? And particularly for a lot of our creatives who are into film and the film industry, this is also for you. While it says dance, it is also for you. Understanding the movement of the body and how technology can enhance that on your productions as well. So as Valencia said, bring your laptop, bring your webcam, bring yourself, and open yourself to the possibilities. These two folks have been in this for so long that they're doing it so well. Antoine works on a number of major productions and has worked on a lot of major productions, so there's a lot that he can share with you from his experience. Valencia has been doing this even before we began to think about it. And so now she's ahead of the curve. And from that being ahead of the curve, she can share with you her experience and perhaps show you some of the things that you need to really get right so you can perfect it in today. But this is all part of Carifesta. And so, will you be performing as part of Carifesta as well, or will you be showcasing some of your work at Carifesta?
Well,
yes or no?
That was the original plan, but unfortunately because of personal obligations, I'm not able to come back for that. That's why we're here now to lead this workshop and and work with the locals here.
All right, Antoine, same kind of
the same. Yeah. Now it's mostly to really share that knowledge so that others who are able to participate to Carifesta can actually, or for later productions, have the tool and understanding to implement that into their productions.
Absolutely.
Maybe we have the opportunity to come back, but
fingers crossed.
But people will be, participants will be part of Tech Steps. So there's some creatives here, choreographers here who are working towards the dance night. And that's going to be August 28th and 29th, if I remember correctly.
Sweet.
It's going to be called Tech Steps. And so we'll be also coaching those works towards that evening. Yes.
Our children are on holiday. There's some little teenagers who are doing some phenomenal things. Parents, allow them to come to the workshops. I'm supposing that you'll open the space for them as well. Allow them to come to the workshops. They will amaze you. And let's broaden their thinking. Let's broaden their minds. This is a global opportunity for them because these two have traveled the world and continue to travel the world. Their excellence is sparkling. And so we want you to learn from that excellence as well. So the workshops start today, run until Sunday, and you need to register. Alicia-Payne-Hurley at ncfbarbados.org. Email to register right now. Valencia, sugar.
Sugar, yeah.
Aha, look at that smile. What's that about?
Wow, Sugar is
Tell Antoine, he doesn't know.
my goodness.
I love this.
So it came out of that 4 years in a studio, like with a projection of an avatar that's moving. So I'm thinking of dance in a virtual space. And when the pandemic hit and theaters closed down, I feel like I got this ancestral download. So my ancestors were like, what if you as the performer got into the virtual world? Like, how can you interact and have a performance, a live performance in virtual space? And so this was the start of a production where I could actually honor my ancestors, telling the story of the transatlantic slave trade. We found online a 3D model of a sugar mill, and I got to dance in the sugar mill. So I'm thinking of my movements in a space that was full of pain and hurt, being a space of healing. And so I was moving in my living room, but you could see me in the virtual space, in the 3D model of an actual plantation, the Annenberg Sugar Mill on St. John, and we could tell the story about Brefu, who was leading. She was a Khan queen who led the revolution in St. John in I think 1793, and it was the most successful at that point. And we could tell the story of the transatlantic slave trade, and I could also honor my ancestors, honor our ancestors, tell their stories through dance in a virtual performance.
That is
and so
stunning.
That was Sugar, and that was I got to send that to SIGGRAPH, which is a big art and technology conference, and also the Sundance Film Festival at their New Frontier exhibition.
Lovely.
So,
Call some of your work too. She's done Sundance, and like, where have you been with your work?
I've been in the Middle East, obviously done a lot of stuff in London, the Olympics game, been a part of Expo Dubai, done a few different performances with various artists such as David Guetta, and so yeah, it's been a lot of productions. Oh yeah, Ferrari as well. Some of the stuff that you've seen using projection mapping and pre-rendered content to simulate interactions. But yeah, many different productions in many different contexts and settings, in a sense, sometimes being solely commercial, supporting product launch, but sometimes being independent work. Recently, choreographed worked by Brian Worrell, who is originally from Trinidad and Tobago, who is Stand of the Sun, so kind of a reflection upon how, upon our relationship with the sun, which was absolutely amazing. So yes, so those productions have led me into not only traveling the world, but meeting incredible minds and creatives as well. So yeah.
Wow. Really. And they're so young. Indeed, well done. The workshop, folks, don't forget the workshops start today. They end on Sunday, but it's open to all of you. All of you who are into dance as a choreographer, as a dancer, or as a dreamer. If you just want to, if you're just curious, if you're a creative in the technological digital arts as well, this is also for you. There's more than enough space. So come comfortably, because they'll be watching your movement, but also come with your laptop and your webcams and see what that technology can actually do to enhance everything you do. Not to detract from, but to enhance everything you do. And it's happening at the NCF headquarters, in that big open space, you know, next to the NCF building.
There's a beautiful dance studio, it's hardwood floors, it's beautiful.
It's perfect.
Yes.
Perfect indeed. And it starts at 6:30 this evening.
6:30, come out at 6:30, and we're going to be starting with a presentation and a discussion, community discussion about, well, we call it shaping Caribbean futures. So thinking about how we can bring our stories, our heritage, and enhance our storytelling through technology.
And a lot of this we will see ultimately in Carifesta 15, which, as you remember, it starts on August the 22nd, and the dance portion, you will see all of this that we're talking about, the benefits of the workshop being really showcased as part of it indeed. I thank both of you.
Well, thank
Valencia
you so
and
much.
Antoine, you are brilliant at what you do. I know people will learn much from you. Valencia from Barbados, Antoine from Martinique. who cares where he lives now? He's just from Martinique. He's from the Caribbean. Love the sound of French. You hear the accent?
Yes, we all love it.
It is so sweet to hear. Wonderful indeed. Thank you, both of you. I wish you all the best. You're very welcome. We're back in a moment.
In a country where music sweetens the ear, and every brushstroke, every rhythm, every word tells a story, the region's premier arts festival comes alive in Barbados from August 22nd to August 31st. It's a celebration of us, or stories, or fire, or rhythm. A celebration of who we are through dance, theater, film, song, and soul. Come feel the heartbeat of a region right here in Barbados. Carifesta 15, Barbados, August 22nd to 31st. Caribbean Roots, Global Excellence.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Hey there, it's Mahalia. I want to share something that might be really helpful. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, or lonely and have no one to talk to, call Lifeline Barbados. We all face struggles at times in our lives. You're not alone. There's no need to feel ashamed or embarrassed. It's okay to reach out for support. Lifeline Barbados is completely confidential. No one else will know you called. They're there to offer a caring ear and guidance without judgment. And fellas, I want you to know asking for help is a true sign of strength. It takes real courage to reach out. You can also call Lifeline Barbados if you're worried about loved ones who are struggling and you need advice on how to support them. There's a saying, a problem shared is a problem halved, but not everyone has someone they can confide in. That's why Lifeline Barbados exists, to be there for you or someone you care about during tough times. Save this number. Lifeline Barbados is just a call away. Remember, you can reach out whenever you need to talk.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. And together we will travel the world.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
God will not give you a job. God will not call you to do something and then not give you the capacity to have it, to make it happen. He will give you the resources, he'll give you the people. Not only will he equip you with ideas, but he will equip you with favor, as he did Nehemiah.
Turn on the latest episode of Infinite Possibilities, only on CBC TV8, every Sunday at 1:30 p.m., sponsored by Covenant Life Teaching Center.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
22 minutes now to go to 8 o'clock. I am having a time of my life this morning. Seriously. I have 3 young men with me. who are quite excellent at what they do. A couple of them are in the Northern Alliance. One of them is just Wayne Norville. But with me is Orlando Hines, Playboy. I told you at the top of the show we get to see Playboy in the flesh this morning, and he's right here with us. And then there's Wayne Norville again over there with us indeed. Gentlemen, welcome.
Good morning.
I know, Orlando, it means a lot to you to be hanging out with these gentlemen.
Yes, it is. These are the veterans, some of the veterans in Barbados, so it means a whole lot to be hanging out with these guys.
Yeah, I mean, and you guys are still actively doing what you have been doing best.
Yes.
Indeed.
We're still doing it. I was up around brought up in the church. I like singing.
Who would have think so?
From then to now.
We're over here.
That's what I do.
And you still do that. And that's so important because longevity, relevance, and how do you compare what you do now with what you did then?
What I did then is that I used to do a lot of church stuff. Used to be in the church, in the choir and stuff, reciting in the church. And then I started with Barbados tent. And, you know, I grew into what I'm doing now. I used to do backup vocals back then. And now I'm up front.
You're up front.
Yeah.
Front singer.
Yeah.
Playboy. Who does not know Playboy from constant repeats in Crop Over? I mean, you have been around this. I mean, there are generations who perhaps don't know you, but there are also generations who do fondly remember you. You've kept with the art form. Why?
I love it. I was doing it from school. Every last day of the term, we would go up and recite, and obviously at that time we had a lot of milk and biscuit.
Yeah.
But it would be like a mini concert at the end of the school term. And I would always go and perform and never stopped. Came into Calypso when I did, tried to do the best I could. And despite the opportunities were not there for recording like we do have now, when I did have the opportunity, I did record, and I tried to make the songs, how they put it, as long-lasting as possible, with both with humor and lyrical content, and that's what it is.
What's for you think, your most memorable song?
Well, for everybody, and I would agree, the iconic one for me was Spend My Lifetime in Jail.
Yes.
Wherever I go, that's what it is.
I want to hear the story behind that, if you don't mind.
It was partially truth and fiction. The guys were burning down Glenderry, and the other youngsters were at Dawes, escaping from Dawes, but at the same time being a normal person on the outside, having a hard time at the time, people not paying rent and not having the money to pay their bills and whatnot. I tried to make a satirical way of looking at it. They're trying to get out, and we want to go in because they're enjoying what we want. They're enjoying what we want to have.
Yes.
So I went with the idea that if these guys in Dawes and guys in prison could do these things, they want some demands. I put a lot more into it. They want some demands. They want 3 square meals and whatnot. And if they get these things, I go in there and live. Because no light bill.
Yes. No water bill. Nothing at all there. And you're quite right. Now, Mr. Wayne, you are from this celebrity tent. And what's become of that tent, by the way?
Well, you know how it is with celebrities. We tend to just go off in the twilight.
And that's what happened.
That's what happened. Yeah. Most of us just decided we would leave it to the youngsters. You know, let them do their own thing.
Do you miss it?
Yeah, I miss it because we were like a family. You know, when I say we had some of the biggest idiots in Barbados in that tent. The likes of Patrick Goddard.
Yes.
Alfred Pragnell, Doug Hoyt, you know, those guys, and we had Blue Shoes.
Yes.
And every night, it was like pandemonium backstage. Every night, we used to have so much fun with each other, you know. But then we had a lady there, I used to call her the stage police, Shadia. stage police. I sang, and I also was the MC. And like, one of the reasons why people would ask me to MC tents after that, my first tent I MC was in 91, Contenders. But at that time, the audience had this thing that, like MC was supposed to be rockerson, and he gotta be down in the gutter and stuff like that. But I couldn't do that because I was going to old people's homes, with the dogs and the cats. So you imagine me turn up at an old person's home and to go, and the trust they have with you, if the slightest thing you do is broken. So you imagine me going to old lady's home to pick up the cat that they don't even want me to move from the house. You understand? And to hear Mr. Norville read in the paper that you said this thing, I never expected that of you, So, I had to stick to, straight and narrow. But that is where, in the celebrity thing, that is where Sade came in. Because Sade used to stay in the wings. And she would be like if I'm going to give a joke, right? She'd be like, she's like, because my joke would be like borderline. I would go, but then you have to interpret what I was going to say. You understand? So I would never come out with the word, right? But so that it was that way. But I enjoyed it, and when I sit back and listen to MCs, because we had some really good MCs, right? It is true that, as I said, people push them in that direction, right? But for me, I could be funny without having to go in that direction.
I agree with you completely.
You understand?
Once you have a nice experience. And so staying relevant, I know this is what you still focus on doing. You've released some music for 2025. I know there's still, for me, a space for you guys. And I know, Wayne, you have an opinion on this. Because oftentimes we've changed the landscape to accommodate a few. And we've forgotten those who've been apart for a long time. How important is this to you, Orlando? Start with you. That we do create a space for people like yourselves who have been some of the groundbreakers in this art form.
Yeah, we've been out there a long time. And it's the youngsters are doing the thing now. But people like the Mighty Grinder, Form P, and those guys should be always remembered for what they did, how they paved the way. I think those guys did a great job, and they should be should get the greatest respect for what they did, because what's happening now is it's really tremendous. It's really, really good from what they did.
What about you, Playboy?
Well, unless we look back at history, we tend to forget where we came from, and then we don't know where we're headed. But the ease with which these young calypsonians now could go and do a record in their living room, we didn't get it. If they knew exactly what the older calypsonians had to go through to do a recording, some of them, as a matter of fact, some of the recordings that they're doing now, they wouldn't even do. They would think about tomorrow. How long will this song last? Will it be relevant next week? Will it be relevant to the children? Incidentally not, because they find a new digital age where in the bathroom you could do a recording. We didn't have that. To go to the Caribbean Pepper Pot or go to Worrell, and you had to pull your pocket. Nowadays,
just so it's done.
It's very, very easy.
But there's a space still for you guys, huh? Wayne, what's your opinion quickly?
I took Griner out one day just to get him out the house. And when we were returning home, he said to me, I really enjoyed being out today. The thing is, I believe that a lot of our older calypsonians have been pushed back into obscurity. They are not seen as being part of the landscape now. So my project is to get these calypsonians back out, right, in the field, back out, so that people would know that they're still relevant, that they're there, they can still ask questions. So I decided that I would take whoever wants to go. I would organize with a shopkeeper, you know, a bar owner, to have at least 2 hours of their night for them to perform, right? If you don't feel like performing, you can still go to be part of it, because you now have an opportunity to speak to younger people. One, you will have your old fans there too. Because I'll give you an example. Last night we went to a karaoke in Spice Town, and Pompey was with us. And if you saw how those people behave, everybody knew Pompey's foot movement.
Of course.
Right? If you hear, it was really, really good. You know, to see how these people still, you know, revere him. Right? And I know there are other calypsonians out there that people would want to be, you know, connected to again.
This is such an interesting conversation, but I got to end it here. Thank you so much, gentlemen, today. Orlando, if I give you a quiz today, folks, what is Playboy's real name? You know, all of us will go like, what? Playboy's name is Mike Maynard, if you know it. Mike Maynard, but we call him Playboy because we revere you. And we're not ill. Thank you so much, gentlemen. All the best. I like your idea. I really hope it comes off well and create that space for all of the generations to be able to interact. Indeed. Love it. Thanks a lot, gentlemen. All right, we're back in a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Hey there, it's Mahalia. I want to share something that might be really helpful. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, or lonely and have no one to talk to, call Lifeline Barbados. We all face struggles at times in our lives. You're not alone. There's no need to feel ashamed or embarrassed. It's okay to reach out for support. Lifeline Barbados is completely confidential. No one else will know you called. They're there to offer a caring ear and guidance without judgment. And fellas, I want you to know asking for help is a true sign of strength. It takes real courage to reach out. You can also call Lifeline Barbados if you're worried about loved ones who are struggling and you need advice on how to support them. There's a saying, a problem shared is a problem halved, but not everyone has someone they can confide in. That's why Lifeline Barbados exists, to be there for you or someone you care about during tough times. Save this number. Lifeline Barbados is just a call away. Remember, you can reach out whenever you need to talk.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan.
Morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We are 8 to 8. Akila Watts is the coordinator of the visual arts programming for Carifesta 15, which starts again on August 22nd, runs until the 31st. Akila is with me now. Akila, good morning.
Good morning.
There is so much going on and there's so much still to come.
Sure.
And so let's talk a little bit more about what's coming up very, very soon and where are all of these installation of visual arts that we can come engage with.
So right now for visual arts, there are actually 4 programs in store. The first one is going to be Fragments and Futures, Collage as Radical Reclamation.
Yeah, that sounds so interesting indeed. When is that?
The 24th of August.
24th.
From 1 until 6. So there's going to be an artist talk, and then there's going to be 3 collage workshops happening simultaneously from 4 to 6.
So this artist talk is going to, where is it going to be, by the way?
In the Queen's Park Steel Shed.
In the Steel Shed.
Yeah.
So this artist talk is a chance for us to sit around and talk as artists?
This art site is going to be between the moderator and the two artists that are actually leading the workshops as well.
Do you know who they are?
Of course, I know who they
from?
are. One is coming, well, two are coming from the US. One is of Haitian descent, the other is from Barbados descent.
Nice.
And then another one is from Bermuda. She's coming from the US as well.
And just to be able to hear from their vast experiences in their different spaces, how they do visual arts as well, I think it's going to be fantastic. So it's open to everyone?
Yeah, so right now we are asking you to RSVP for a spot to be able to join the workshops. But the artist talk is free for anyone to attend.
The artist talk is free from 1 to 3 in Queen's Park Steel Shed. This is Sunday, the 24th of August. And then we have to RSVP for the workshop. So who do we email?
So you go on carifesta.net and the links are all there for you.
Oh, great. Carifesta.net. And this one I think is really good. Fragments and Futures. Collage of as radical reclamation indeed. That's the 24th. And this is free, folks. The free is free. And so the next one I see here is happening on the 29th.
The 29th.
What's happening?
So this is called as Canvas, Digital Visions from the Caribbean. And so this one for me is so interesting because
this is different.
For me, for visual arts program, I wanted to focus on some mediums that weren't necessarily traditional. So this is going to be an artist talk as well, but then a digital interactive experience happening throughout Queen's Parks with a lot of projections from some of the same artists that will be speaking as well as a few of our delegations.
This is different. This one is definitely different. I know we've been in Barbados trying to integrate the technology more into how we do our and display our art and so forth. And so we get to see it as a Caribbean expression.
For sure, you'll be able to even interact with the art because some of the artists are having interactive works where you could, they're sensory, so you could be able to move and that will even be informing what you're going to see in the projections.
Whoa, it's so wonderful. And so there are a number of people. I know the moderator is going to be Zoe Osborne. And David Gums is a featured artist. Chris Welch is also one. And these are exhibits as well. But who else will be exhibiting, can you say?
Right now we got sneak peeks. Right now a couple of countries that delegations are submitting as we speak for presentations as well.
But it's because it's regional, we know we're going to get to see quite a few expressions coming from all over.
All over the Caribbean.
Just seeing it through the eyes of someone else from somewhere else, I think it's going to be fascinating. So we're experiencing the evening of Caribbean creativity where technology meets imagination. So let's broaden our imagination just a little bit and using technology to be able to do so. And all of this is also happening at the Queen's Park Gallery?
No, this is happening, the artist talk is happening within the steel shed and then the projections and the interactions are going to happen throughout the park.
Okay,
so different points.
Throughout the park. No, the park is quite vast. Queen's Park is quite vast.
Yeah, so we're kind of focusing in it around the gallery as well as the amphitheater.
Sweet. Folks, this is so immersive. It's so very interesting indeed, and it happens in Queen's Park primarily. You got to be there, and because it's free, you can walk through the area and spend some time engaging with those. How code as canvas really works. How do we use technology to project differently, and perhaps you begin to see the sinews, the muscles, everything that make up a particular piece. I think this is really going to be fascinating. Open your eyes to art, and that's what Carifesta allows you to do.
Interact with it as well.
Yeah, that Carifesta allows you to be able to do so. But then there's another one you have coming up on the 30th, I think, which is something else, Across the Wall. Yeah. What's that about?
So this is a community mural project. The 30th is when this one is going to be, and basically we're going to have a bus tour to take you to the 3 locations of the murals that are being created right now. There was an open call for both the sketches as well as the artist teams, and a panel of judges based around the Caribbean would have selected the winning sketches as well as the teams, and they're on the ground right now.
What do you mean on the ground? What does that mean?
Like 2 teams are creating works currently.
All of it now?
And there's one more team, two to be coming in to finish the 3rd one as well.
And so they've started?
2 have started. 1 is to start.
Where can I go to find them?
We can't tell you yet. You got RSVP for the bus tour, so you could come and see.
All right, so I have to wait until the 3rd to take the bus tour. Is this one where I have to pay? No,
this one is free as well. There's limited seats on the bus, so RSVP as soon as possible to secure your seat. But also, you're free to ride along. So if you don't get RSVP on the bus and you want to follow us, you're free to do that as well.
Carifesta.net, Carifesta.net, Carifesta.net. That one space where you can find all the information you need to know. Follow on social media as well and see for yourself. All of this is visual arts, folks, but it's arts going into the community, arts being integrated with the community, so you can come or they'll come to you and use technology to find different ways of telling the story that we see through the eyes of our visual artists. I think this is brilliant. A lot of it is going to be happening in Queen's Park, but a lot of it is happening around you even as we speak, and you don't even recognize it. But we see the changes, we see the colors, we see the shape. And so we all as a people get a chance throughout the Carifesta area to be able to engage with it wherever we are.
Yes.
This is brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you. And all the information is on carifesta.net. Thank you so much, Akila.
Thank you for having me.
in. You're very, very welcome. Feel free always to drop in and come back.
No problem.
Okay. That's it for today. Am I right? That's it for today, folks. You have been brilliant as always. We've come to the end of a week. Another week looms straight ahead, but it doesn't have to be anything fearful of. My little crew joins me in saying to all of you, have a wonderful weekend. Be it the will of the Lord. We'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning.